Welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ is Lord. Let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. So first, before I get into what I wanted to discuss, I want to make a few follow-up points about a few videos ago about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen's bitterness towards Michael Jordan, okay? If Scottie Pippen hated Michael Jordan, secretly hated Michael Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he try to do the Jordan foul line dunk in the 1990 slam dunk contest in Miami? Did he try to do that? Remember when in the 1990 slam dunk contest, when Scottie Pippen went up to the free throw line, measured, then did the exact same thing that Jordan did, ran the length of the court and did the I'm just saying, if you have so much bitterness towards Jordan, then why are you trying to do the exact same things as Jordan? The 1990 slam dunk contest dunk that you had. Come on, man. I'm just saying. By the way, for context, that dunk got a 447. Scottie Pippen got a 47.5 on that dunk. So, just added that. But, yeah, so just wanted to make that small follow-up point. So, the NBA playoffs are in full effect. And I want to talk about one of the the more underrated playoff duels in NBA history. Pacers versus Celtics. 1991. Okay, 1991 first round. Celtics won the series 3-2. But that was one of the more entertaining series. Okay, because you had an up and coming Pacers team that had young Reggie Miller, young Rick Smits, who were later formed the backbone of the team. You also had the veteran Vern Fleming. Of course, you had the rifleman Chuck Person. Then you also had Greg Dreiling, LaSalle Thompson, Kenny Williams, Randy Whitman, George McCloud, who underachieved his whole NBA career. But yeah, so it was a young and up-and-coming Pacers team versus the old guard of the Celtics, who, of course, had the big three. Then you had Ed Pinckney, Kevin Gamble, John Bagley, Brian Shaw, D. Brown, the rookie, Joe Klein. That series was entertaining, and the Pacers were one of the most inconsistent teams during the early part of the 1990s, okay? Between 1990 and 1993, they never eclipsed more than 42 wins in a season, okay? 42-40 in 1990, 41-41 in 1991, 40-42 in 1992, and 41-41 in 1993, okay? So there was a 4-year stretch where they eclipsed no more than 42 wins, and they were one of the most inconsistent teams in the NBA. And they always got off to poor starts at the beginning of the season. And somehow they turned it around and made the playoffs. But they were always one of the lower seeded teams. They were a 6th seed in 1991. I believe they were the 7th seed in 1992. They were the 8th seed in 1993. They barely got in past the Orlando Magic. The Pacers weren't even supposed to be in there. The Orlando Magic were. The only reason why the Pacers got in was because of percentage points, okay? That's how the Pacers got in, okay? But anyway, so game one went to the Boston Celtics, okay? Larry Bird was pretty good in that game. Then Chuck Person came alive in game two. He hit like, what, 7 threes in that game? Scored 37 points in that game. Pacers tied the series at 1. Celtics came back and won game 3. LaSalle Thompson got ejected by the way because he couldn't keep his temper in check. Got into a little dust up with Kevin McHale and got thrown on out. Then the Celtics were about to put the series away in game 4. I believe they led by as much as 11 at the end of the third quarter. And then Chuck Person went to work. Chuck Person scored 11 points in the fourth quarter to get the Pacers to tie the series at 2. So they go back to a game 5. Of course, towards the end of his career, Larry Bird, instead of sitting on the bench, actually had to lay down. Lay down on his stomach when he was sitting on the bench or laying on the bench because of his bad back. Okay. So I can't remember which game it was, but I remember Chuck Person giving him a cheap shot in his back. Chuck Person just gave him a right in his back. Right in his back, and that really hurt. I can tell that really hurt, but play through it though. So game 5 was a back and forth game, and just before the end of the second quarter, Bird went for a loose ball, and then had a concussion. If you look at the film, his face kind of like bounces on the parquet floor, and he had a concussion. And so when the third quarter started, he wasn't out there, and the trainers did not want Larry Bird to go back out there. Okay. Here's what happened, okay? Or at least here's what they say happened. Bird's in the locker room, okay? And the trainers don't want him to go back out onto the court. The doctors don't want him to go back out on the court. They turn their backs for a few seconds, and Larry Bird runs out onto the court. And Larry Bird returns to the bench, okay? So the doctors turn their backs for a minute. Larry Bird is gone. Go figure, okay? And so Bird he turned, led the Celtics to a victory. The Pacers could have won it, and Chuck Person. And the Pacers were a Chuck Person 3-pointer away from winning that series. The Celtics were this close to going out in the first round. 3 straight years, okay? They were this close to going out in the first round for 3 straight years. If Chuck Person did not miss that had a 3, it would have been 3 straight postseason exits in the first round for the Celtics, but But you know what they say here in Boston, the leprechaun is present. So I guess the leprechaun made that ball not go in. But Bird, you had the usual suspects who played well. Bird, Parrish McHale played well. Miller and Person played well. Williams. I forgot to mention him. Michael Williams played well. Michael Williams played well. But the unsung hero of Game 5 was the Celtics. They had a guy by the name of Derek Smith. Okay? For those of you who may not know, Derek Smith played for the Clippers, and he also played for the 76ers. Okay? Before he came to Boston. And he had a couple of knee injuries in his time with the Clippers. Then had a couple of more knee injuries with the Philadelphia 76ers, okay? And he was a late season addition to the Celtics. He played in only 2 regular season games for the Celtics and was on the playoff roster. In large part because I believe John Bagley was hurt, okay? I believe John Bagley was hurt during that head of series. And so, yeah. So, Derek Smith came in I believe, first quarter, second quarter. And he played well. He actually had he scored like 10 points in the second quarter. Yeah, so he was on fire. So the unsung hero was Derek Smith. Yeah. Derek Smith had I believe he had 12 points in total. Most of them coming in the first and second quarter. So Derek Smith was the definite X factor. Without his scoring, the Celtics might have gone down in the first round for the third consecutive year. But yeah, so Derek Smith was the unsung hero of the Celtics Game 5 victory. Now, let me just say this as I close. They did meet again. The Celtics and Pacers met again in the first round in 1992. Okay. But this time it was a day different. Larry Bird didn't play. Larry Bird didn't play the entire series, okay? But the Celtics won the first 2 games, okay? And it was during Game 2, okay? It was during Game 2, towards the end of the third quarter, where John Bagley came down and had a 4-point play, which propelled the Celtics to a 2-0 series lead. And the Celtics closed them out in Indiana. So, yeah, Indiana and Boston, short-lived 90s rivalry, but it was fun while it lasted. All right, that's it. That's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I'm out of here. Peace out. God bless. See y'all on the next one.